everyone, welcome to SAWS Summer. I'm Selena Garza Alvarez, and today we're starting a series out and around SA where we're featuring San Antonio gems, and we're starting here at Hardberger Park at the newly added land bridge. We've invited Councilman Manny Pelaez to join us to talk about the new feature and what it brings to San Antonio. Councilman, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. I wouldn't miss an opportunity to talk about Hardberger. I'm glad you invited me.
Good, good. Tell us a little bit about where we are and what this new addition is.
Well, Hardberger was our former mayor, and he had this great idea. He said, let's build a bridge that connects two huge parcels of land, that connects District 8 to District 9, and let's do it in a way that nobody has ever done before. And the culmination of that is this amazing, one-of-a-kind, world-class bridge. What's really fascinating about this is how it was born. We went to the community and said, would you like to see something like this? And we submitted it to them by way of a ballot initiative. And resoundingly, they voted yes. And this is the only one of these features in San Antonio where the public has come out and said, I want something like that, and I want to make sure that it's there for my kids, and they voted. So this is actually not just their park, but they own it because they decided that it was going to be here, and they decided that this is what they wanted. And so, you know, for me, this is also just a symbol of what community is all about.
So we're on this sky bridge.
Yes, look at this thing. This is this metal, beautiful bridge. The idea behind this is so that you can actually see this native land
from a different perspective.
From a totally different perspective without disturbing it, right?
And right in the middle of San Antonio.
Yeah, right? This is an urban forest, if you really think about it. And we have figured out a way for people to spend time in an urban forest in a way that doesn't disturb the forest.
You mentioned to me earlier, is this the only one of its kind?
Yeah, there's nothing like this anywhere on the planet. And I think that's what makes it even more special. You and I are currently walking on the land bridge as I'm telling you this, cool. And tell me if this doesn't feel like anything other than a bridge, right? I mean, it doesn't feel like you and I are going over a major parkway, right? It literally feels like a natural extension of that urban forest that's behind us.
Right.
That is such an accomplishment of engineering, but also of consciousness, right? And of leaning into the importance of what makes Hardberger Park special. You can get lost in the nature of it, you can get lost in the experience, and listen to how quiet it is right now, right? Folks, I mean, I always tell people when we're up here, there's hundreds of cars that are passing underneath us right now as we're speaking, right? And we've accomplished something really amazing here because of these walls that were put up, right, to block out that noise. But these walls to block out the noise have made it not just comfortable for us to walk, but we now know that, you know, local fauna is using this bridge, right, to cross the park. So look at this thing. This is not just shade, right, but it's architecturally unique.
Beautiful.
And what's really special about this, right, is that this artist, Ashley Mireles, created these bird blinds for us. I think she really hit the nail on the head here because it's a continuation of this conversation of, you know, viewing nature, right, and not interfering, right, in as nature occurs. But if you notice, this rusted patina in this Corten steel is the same rusted patina and the same steel that we use for these sound barriers and the same material that we use in that bridge, right? And these features, these bird blinds, these nature viewing facilities are sprinkled throughout the park. And they're public art, right? And this was also taken to the public, and we asked the public, like, what do you want to see? And resoundingly, the public chose this. And so, again, yet another sort of threading of this theme of community, right?
It's amazing. And I didn't even notice that we crossed
Wurzbach Parkway.
Wurzbach Parkway.
Right, and you would have never even known.
Would never have known.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's pretty special, right?
It's really cool. What a jewel.
It really is, it's a jewel.
Councilman Pelaez, this is a SAWS segment. I've got to ask, you know, are there water features or is there water conservation efforts happening here at Hardberger Park?
Yeah, you know, people aren't going to notice it. And that's beautiful, right? And that's intentional. There's a French drain installed under where you and I are standing right now that collects the water and then channels it over to a 250,000 gallon cistern just right over the crest of that hill. Really important. right? Because you see this irrigation pipes. For now, these are very temporary while these plants that have recently planted, that they take hold and establish themselves. But you know, once these are gone, very soon, this is going to be watered by Mother Nature, right? And that's what's really special about Hardberger Park too. You know, there's a lot of parks all over the world that rely on artificial, you know, irrigation. Not here, right? The idea here is to preserve water and to treat this park with the respect that it merits, right? By making sure that it does what it's always been doing for thousands and thousands of years.
And this right now is the only irrigation system. The rest of the park is...
The entire park is irrigation free. It just relies on Mother Nature, it relies on rain, right? And that's why it's so important that these native species be protected.
Councilman Pelaez, I've learned so much today.
Thank you.
From what we've talked about. I mean, I really didn't know half the things we've talked about. Thank you.
You know, I thank you for inviting me and for giving me the opportunity to brag about Hardberger, but I also didn't know all these things until I started experiencing Hardberger. And I guess that's my call to action, my message for everybody. You will not get out of Hardberger Park what it is intended to give you unless you actually show up, right? This park is waiting for you. It's open all year long. And I hope to see you here, and I hope to see my neighbors here so that we can all watch birds together, and I'll give you a big high five.
That's amazing. So everybody, please come to Hardberger Park, check it out. Obviously, there's so much to learn, so much to see. Thank you, Councilman, for joining us. See you soon. Well, everyone, thank you for joining us today at Hardberger Park for Out and Around SAWS Summer Series. We'll be continuing these all summer long, so check us out. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We have some contests coming up. We have some pop-up events. We'd love to see you out there. Again, thank you for joining us. I hope you learned a lot. I know I did. Councilman Pelaez really knows his stuff. Thanks again. See you soon.